Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan. Sir, how are you?
Fine, Sean. Good to be with you.
One question I've got to ask, and I've probably been, this thing's been pinging. What about Jordan? What about Jordan? What about Jim Jordan for Speaker? Would you consider it?
Sean, we got to come to a decision as a conference. We got a week to do so. It's important we do that, and it's important we do that because of what you had in your monologue. Any differences that exist in the Republican conference pale in comparison to the radical left that now runs the other party and where they want to take the country. So we had better do exactly what you said, come together, exactly what Speaker Gingrich said, come together, and focus on the things we told the American people we were going to do. And frankly, I thought we were doing that. We had passed the bills we told them we were going to pass. We were doing the oversight we told them we were going to do. And we were stopping the crazy omnibus that inevitably gets sent to us every year right before Christmas. We were focusing on the appropriation process like we're supposed to do. I thought that was happening. And frankly, I thought what happened to Speaker McCarthy was not fair.
Okay. Next question. Have people been coming to you asking you if you'd consider being Speaker, and would you consider it?
Look, I'm going to leave that to the conference. Of course, I've talked to colleagues, or colleagues have come to me and talked to me about that. But this is a decision for the conference. And I don't think it. I don't think.
By the way, they're coming
Steve's
to me
a great guy.
asking
He's
me
given
on your behalf, and I'm like, I can't speak for my friend Jim Jordan. Can I take that as you would be open to it?
I think it's a conference decision. I think Steve would also be a great speaker. I think Steve has given so much for our country. He's done an outstanding job as majority leader. But I do think the conference is going to have to get together and decide
you're really
where we
making
go
me
from
push
here
my
and who's
friend
going
tonight.
No, I think this is a conference decision, Sean.
If the conference comes to you,
we got a 4-seat majority.
If the conference comes to you and says we'd like you to be the Speaker, would you do it?
I'm going to talk to the conference over the next week, Sean. I think that's the key. I think this is a day where we say, look, what happened here was not good. I think what happened to Kevin McCarthy was not fair. Let's figure out how we come together as a conference and focus on our agenda. Focus on the three things that this Congress, I think, is about. And we've passed many of the bills we told the country we would do. We need to stay focused on that. Pressure the Senate to actually bring them up, for goodness sake. Continue to do the oversight. And then, obviously, deal with this appropriation process and the spending bill that has to be done before the end of the year.
I'll offer you some unsolicited advice. If they do come to you and they do offer it to you and you will consider it, this idea of one person motion to vacate, I wouldn't take it with that provision. That has to go. I don't think that's good for anybody. My humble opinion. All right, let's move on to, how quickly can Republicans, fill this position and move forward with their agenda? We have 4 of the 12 appropriations bills done. We have a CR that we didn't want. I thought, again, Chip Roy, Byron Donalds, Scott Perry, Freedom Caucus guys put forward a plan that would have been a lot better. That would have put the pressure where it belongs on Senate Republicans, and they need to have the pressure put on them and then resolved in conference. That would have been a much better way to handle it, and it would have bought time to get the appropriations bills finished. With those appropriations bills finished, do you believe Republicans can go back to regular order, get those bills done, cut spending, secure the border, and take care of the top priorities that should be Republican priorities?
I do, Sean. We can pass all that, but if the Senate doesn't do anything, you're inevitably going to be in this stalemate situation, this stare-down situation, where at some point you got to pass something. And what I hope we would be willing to do is focus on the issue that's front and center right now in the country. This is what was in the bills that, unfortunately, we couldn't get the votes for last week. The issue that everyone knows is front and center is the border. Republicans get it, independents get it, more importantly, Democrats get it. If we'd have put that on the stopgap spending measure and stayed focused on that and talked about that for weeks leading up to the deadline, I think we could have won. But we couldn't get the votes for that, which was what was so frustrating to me. I spoke time and time again in conference. Let's vote. Everybody knows one really good issue beats 15 pretty good issues every time. Pick that one good issue. And here's why it's so important we come together, because the country's figuring out the crime problem, the border problem. Democrats have figured it out. So let's come together and focus on that agenda as Republicans. That's what I hope we do over the next week. And I hope the Speaker is the one who can lead on those issues and the other things that we told the American people we were going to accomplish.
If they focus on the 2 issues, one, we have $2 trillion more in debt this year because of Biden's spending. That's got to get under control. The borders have got to get under control. Those are priorities that I believe you can bring to the American people, and you do not need to compromise on. Last question. I've now heard from a number of people. I know for a fact Donald Trump has been contacted about possibly him being an interim speaker. Is that a reality?
I don't know. He'd be great, but I want Donald Trump to be the next president of the United States. If he wants to be speaker,
well, he
great.
would still.
But,
well, I'll be clear.
I want him to be
he'd
president
still
of the
run
United
for
States.
president. He's still going to be running for president. All right.
That's where we need him, is at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. If he wants to be speaker, then that's fine too.
All right. Well, I think you do one temporarily to get.
You can't do them at the same time. You can't do them at the same time. I get that.
You probably could. All right. Thank you, Jim Jordan. Great to see you. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.